And so I should point out here, guys, we had a high cross reading correlation here, and then another high cross reading correlation on the 1 day readings. There was cross reading congruencies, I should say, with the high card from the monthly here on the first, and then here on the fourth. And you can see we had a high on the first, we had a high on the fourth, and then here on the 8th we have the cross reading congruency again for the high, and lo and behold, look at that, another high. So we've got, and also we had a low significators here on the 6th, 7th, and you can see on the 6th we had our low thus far. So this is pretty accurate reading thus far. We've got high correlations at the beginning of the day here, so I think we probably open higher on the 11th, and we end up lower. It's kind of like swervy back and forth. We're already in the midst of the change card energy, but we should see a trough towards the end of the day, or towards the middle part of the day on the 12th. And there's a low significator, a low cross-reading correlation to the low card here on the 12th, as well as a cross-reading correlation to the high card here on the 11th. So we should see a high there. We should see another low there. Should be a notable drop there, actually. And look at that. We came all the way back to highs like I expected. Even though it was a bearish day, it was a nullified day, right? So the way to read that is that there is this energy here of the strife card, which is a decline from resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Boom. That's the strife card right there. But there's chart behavior throughout the day that counteracts that makes that decline irrelevant, and that's why it's nullified out. That's how you would read it. It's exactly how I read it, and it came in to fruition. We've got this crest between 2 and 3 that we sell off from. And that's like 255, 250, right? We sell off from it, and then we do like a U-shaped dip, followed by off of the high. There should be decline, probably decline into the close. It's kind of tricky here. Yeah, I think we probably decline into the close here. I think we've met the highs, and we probably decline into the close. And this card is speaking more about what's going on the following day, which is the 11th. And we have this notable rally here early in the day. There's prudence is advised here, so it's probably a new high. And we'll push the upper end of a range higher, but we would be tempted to chase this rally. It would not be a good idea to chase this rally. Unless you got in. If we end up at like a notable like a price level that's like significantly lower than where we are now, if we end the day lower like significantly, I would say that's probably opportunity to open up a long, which you could close some point here in the morning. But that's only if we have a notable decline. Like I'd say at least to like 459.50-ish. So the trade, as explained, was you could double up on a short position here, which you could close. You could have closed here midday, but likely better off closing it on the 12th, or even more so on the 13th, probably midday. Mid to late in the day on the 13th is probably where I would close the short. If you missed the opportunity to pick up short position, I would open up a partial short around these price levels. We're probably going to go higher on the 11th. We'll probably break through these price levels right here on the 11th, like be above, let's say, there really isn't a brown, huh? Interesting. Hey, Raj. Well, I don't know about a major crash. There's going to be a black swan event, but I think that there's a possibility that we recover from it pretty quickly. There's a bigger decline, a much bigger decline coming in February. But do we have a black swan event? Yes, I still expect some sort of event, unexpected event taking place between the 11th and the 13th. It may or may not have to do with Russia. I was picking up on that like weeks ago, but I haven't really picked up on anything Russian related like in a while. So hard to say if it has to do with Russia. It's going to be like a surprise thing that impacts the market. Now, if we finish at a high, that would be an indication to me that we open lower on Monday with the big move higher in the morning. If we finish at a high, hey, that's supposed to be right there. Hmm. You're welcome, Raj. Thanks for watching, my man. Hey, Ellen. Hey, B. You got an Amazon puts expiring next week. You think it will hit around 140, 142? Oh, this is an interesting one. Hey, Hermes, what you doing, buddy? You okay? Um, yeah. Right. So high, high, high. Basically, the last 4 days of the week. Nailed that. That probably progresses into. Hmm. And we also had a lowest low here. We were off by a day, but pretty darn close. So we should see another low about like this price level on 13th. It's cutting it pretty close. If they're out of the money options, will they hit 140? I would say if you can adjust those to like 144, 144 or 145, if you could adjust it to that, and maybe push it out a couple days, that's what I would do. And then I would probably get out on the 12th, 13th. If there's a lowest low on the 12th, I would take that opportunity. I wouldn't wait for the 13th. If there's no lowest low on the 12th, then it's going to be on the 13th. I'd wait for that. But I highly recommend. I discourage. I should say discourage holding out of the money calls or out of the money options to within 2 days of expiration. It's like it's very risky. Even if you're like at the money, like there could be such big price swings in and out of it being like completely worthless and being a bunch of money. Like you can make like the completely wrong decision based on stress. It's just not a good place to be. I highly discourage. So your best bet is to push the expiration out a little bit, and if you can bring it up to like to 145, that would be dope, right? Because we're going to see a price level that's at least roughly around here. The heck? So it's going to be somewhere within like this range right here, probably on the 12th, 13th SPY. At least within this range. It might go lower. You know, it's the death card, but it should be. We should at least see this price range somewhere within here, on the 12th, 13th. Do they have ellipses on? How do I do like a circle? I wonder if I can do a circle with this thing. Oh, no, no, no. Come on, you got to be able to do circle. Hey, Tibraze. Hey, it was luck. Oh, what? Okay. So that could be what this Hierophant card is. This could be. Usually, the Hierophant card, if it's, we're not talking about like a chart pattern representation. The Hierophant card will represent like Congress usually, but it could be like a speaker of some kind. Like it could be that could be related to the CPI. Do I think that the top is in at 4,600? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chart. Oh my god, I'm looking at Amazon, guys. I gotta remove this. Yikes! Good old Mercury retrograde. So forget about that range. I gotta redo. I gotta redo. I'm so sorry. Oh no, no, that's right. That's right. I just put in the wrong numbers. I put in the wrong numbers. So, as far as Amazon's concerned, that range is fine. I'm so sorry. I got confused there for a sec. As far as SPY is concerned, do I think the top is in at 4,600? It's hard to say. We either hit a top or we have a higher price level, right before like a significant drop. But I think, like, depending on the reading, the drop is like between the 12th and the 19th, depending on the reading. But most of them are around like the 12th, 13th, 14th, like around that. There's a possibility that we have another high, like a higher price level, next week. Oof, we're really pushing it now. I'm gonna adjust this based on that. Probably, I imagine it goes higher still. You know, I'm getting the sense that these lows may be in January. No, there's somewhere there towards the end. There's lows like the first week of January. They may be. These may be like blending in with the Decembers because there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot going on. Let me close this Amazon thing before it confuses me again. Right, there's a lot going on here. We have high correlations here at the end in that last week, as well as low correlations. A lot of them. Like this is a very toppy card. This is a very toppy card. There's a high correlation here, a high correlation here, but then we've also got pretty notable low indications. These could be talking about the following month, early in the week, being lower. I think that may be what's actually happening here. And if that's the case, then this would be the highest price level for the year, or excuse me, for the actually, yeah, probably for the year. If that's the case, if the lows are here in this last week, it's hard to say, guys. Then this is probably going to be our highest high. But the overall theme, guys, is very sidewaysy. And you can see what we've done thus far. I mean, we're up today, but overall it's been very sidewaysy, right? So if we continue to do like this, I would still consider that sidewaysy, and we should see these lows again. Probably on the 12, 13, we should see those lows again. I'm gonna put that in. Why do I keep hitting the Fibonacci? That's so annoying. What the heck? We nailed that low there. All right, so on the 12th, we probably see somewhere in here within this range on the 12th. It's a gap up, AV. I think it's a gap up. It's a little tricky, but I think it's a gap up actually. It's gonna be kind of like a sidewaysy day there. We're already in the midst of the two of discs energy, so we should see like a high, probably our high, like our highest high or the same high early in the morning, and then like swing into like a decline into the 12th, 13th. I wonder if I have a snow 10 year. I might have a snow 10 year. Either that or it's on the list. It's on the list. I don't have one. Um, ooh, that's a tough one. I'm still feeling Nvidia. I mean, I got an Ace of Swords for snow, which is a kind of a pretty. It indicates like probably a good high of some kind, like an important high of some kind, but a lot of volatility. Whereas there'll be a rally in Nvidia that offers opportunity to close a long position or open up a short based on that card. I'd have to look closer at 2024. You want to know if KAS will hit $1? Do you mean Caspa? I see a Caspa. It must be Caspa. Yeah, Caspa. I believe that's a yes. Yeah, it's a yes. I got yes for hitting $1. Hey, appreciate it, Alice. There, much appreciation. Um, Let me mark that off. put it over there. Alistair, you know what I think is probably the most. It's really it's an alternate investment, but as far as the future, like there, natural pearls, not the ones that are like made in the ocean naturally, but by somebody. I mean, natural, wild pearls. Wild pearls will be like, they'll be priceless. They'll be priceless in the not too distant future. Pearls, my friend. If you're talking about a good investment for the age of Aquarius, I'd go with that. But if you're talking about for stocks in the age of Aquarius, I don't have one that I'm like ultra excited about right now. I would say I need to do some work looking into that. That's kind of like one of the things that I do here at the end of the year is look for the most exciting new ones coming up. Hey Terry Cheese. Can I give guidance on CIBR? CIBR for next week. Wow, that actually looks like a good chart. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm getting serious clairvoyant impressions for this stock. I got to add this to the list. CIBR. Add it over here. Oh, it's an ETF. Nice. Yeah, I would. This is one that's probably gonna move. I gotta do reading on this. It's still got downward to go here, but something's telling me to look into this stock. I don't know enough about it really to comment, but something is telling me to look at this stock. All right, so the question is next week's overall trend direction for next week. Probably to the downside. It's to the downside. We revisit a support level, an important support level on a multi-day scale that we recently met once before. So it's probably like a low that we saw around the 5th, 6th. It's probably this if I had to guess. Like the $50 range. Might be lower. No, it's not that low. Looks like we're probably come down to somewhere around 49.75, 49 or 49.75 or 50. Is AMD or Nvidia better next year? Hard to say. They both look pretty bullish. They both look pretty bullish. It's hard to say which one's better, though. Microsoft for Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm going to come back and get anybody that I missed. I just got to get the people with the stars next to their names are either paying for priority response, or they're when we have a paid live. Some of them are paying for the live to be able to chat on the paid lives, which we'll start doing. We're probably going to alternate between the morning and the evening session. Like on one day, the morning session will be a paid version and the evening session will be free. And then the next day, the morning session will be free and the evening session will be paid, and so on, back and forth. I'm advised to be cautious on Monday. Some sort of tricky chart behavior there. On Tuesday, we have a breakout on a multi-day scale. That's for Microsoft. It was luck. All right, so who did I miss here? Algo for tomorrow. Wow, okay, let me take a look at Algo, because I got the abundance card. Can mean a few different things without looking at it. Yeah, we're gonna have a new high on Monday. We'll poke through resistance, or we'll make a new high of some kind, and we'll stay above it briefly before breaking back down through the same resistance. It's probably this resistance right here. Right around here. Which is like roughly 18.5 cents. Do you see Chainlink at $25 by December, January, or by February, April? Chainlink. We haven't looked at that one in a little while. Oh, it's just Link, right? Just Link. Is it just Link? It is. Okay, just making sure. Oh wow, this is a nice chart. This is a nice chart. Um I don't know if I have one for link yet, or did I do a link? I did do a link. Okay, so I would be very careful here. Um, Off of the high for December, it looks like we're in the star card energy, which is like this unexpected move to the upside after a little bit of volatility. It's still early December, but this could just this actually could be the Prince card. This could be the Prince of Swords that we're in right now. Let me mark this off. And it looks like I missed the highest a highest high for the, is it a highest high for the year? Yes. Looks like I missed that as a highest high for the year. Not my best reading. I see it here now, but this reading was done how long ago? My God. December 20th, 2022. Like almost 2 years ago. I've or almost yeah, almost 2 years ago. I've got substantially better since then. So like things like that are obvious to me now that weren't before. Like this rune right here indicating a high. We did have a prominent crest. I just didn't see it as a highest high. In any case, this looks like it's bullish, with a lot of volatility, and a sharp drop off of the high. But I think the high is probably towards. Actually, we might see the high more than once in early December and late December, because in both of those early and late December we have correlations to the science card, which in some cases indicates a high, and in the case of these correlations very clearly indicates a high. So we probably see whatever high we have is in early December, we probably see that same price level in late December, meaning that we've got some volatility in between. And your question was, well, see 25 by December. I believe the Hierophant is a no. I just want to make sure. It's a maybe. I'm glad I checked. Let's do that again. Yeah, it looks like it's probably in May that we reach $25. It's in April or May. Hey, Proof, I missed you there. LRC. All right, so we have some erratic behavior tomorrow for LRC, kind of back and forth through the same price level. Probably revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity, so it could be today's price levels. And then we sell off from an overbought crest through multiple support levels the following day. As far as metal coin, notable decline tomorrow. We established support the following day, and then off of that support, a big move higher there on Sunday as well. Yeah, I'd like to spot a 50 type coin, a 50 times type coin. I just don't have like I'm constantly doing readings. I don't have any time to like stop and do something like, hey, this is a good idea, because I'm constantly doing readings. Everybody wants a reading, you know? Never stops. Never stops. I'm not complaining. It's cool. I like to do it. Microsoft Monday and Tuesday. I did that. Microsoft Monday and Tuesday. All right, my friends, I'm going to roll. Let me just recap here. All right, so we fell off of the highs a little bit here. We did have a high at the higher high at the end of the day. Interesting. So with that said, we either open lower and there's a big move early in the day, or more likely we open higher with a big move early in the day. And I'm advised not to chase that rally. So if you're in a long position, might be a good place to exit out when we push the upper end, break out and push the upper end of a range higher. Around probably I'd exit around 11 o'clock before we get into like a mixed decline. And then I would want to get into a short position in the midst of this ace of wands there, somewhere in the early afternoon session, and then possibly add to it here at the end of the day. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of the profits should be donated forward to one of these charities, effectively transmuting competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill and making the world a better place. And then 5% of the profits back to the channel here, effectively making the people who work at this channel's lives a better place. And that leaves you with 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. Spending that money out of love will make your life a better place. And it also fulfills the rule of karma for the channel. The universe will send it back to you tenfold for following through and being an angel investor. Blessings, my friends. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys Monday.